up, you guys? All right, getting a little bit of a late start here. Sorry about that. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get on in here. All right, those resilience numbers are negative. Opening the door right out the bottom here. Pulling back a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Welcome to the stream, you guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, friends? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Okay, right out the door. Let's get our liquidity maps going here, front and center. Take a look. Look. All right, I'm currently third place in this contest. I'm still trying to trade off of this. We got perfect. Everybody knows Matt's favorite set at BSU right here in the middle. This is a scalp to take right out the bottom. Resilience is negative, so right out the door. S&P looking good right here. So tap right here. Res less than 0. Pull back. So today I think we have a I think we close here, and then tomorrow we rally. So I think we have a inverted hammer type candle today. So this is definitely a bullish setup. I will always trade every single time bulls on bottom. That's easy peasy. We're gonna wait for that one to come out. Perfect. What's up, y'all? What about bull zone bottom on QQQ? Let's go. Let's check it out. Gosh, man, I wake up with bedhead every single day. Like, I don't fix my hair anymore. I need a haircut, actually. I'm still dressed. It's like I'm still wearing new clothes from yesterday. All right, let's wait for that bottom. QQQ, same set up. Bull zone bottom back to mid. Let's see if I can get that little bounce on Qs here. Qs, I'm gonna tap first, right in the middle. Let's let it move. Morning, guys. Good morning. Hold on 1 second. All right, what's up? Okay, do Russell really quick. Russell is bear sharp. So the algorithm is showing flow pressure from Russell from there. I'm not going to take that one just yet. We're going to wait for those Nasdaq and S&P taps on the bottom. Those are perfect setups. We're holding monthly hedge pressure, which is this 58.29 area, which is good. So overall futures are having pretty solid pressures here. Nasdaq has already tapped upper DD band, so I actually didn't even know that. Is that correct? Nasdaq hit upper DD band already, huh? How about that? All right. All right, so today's setup, here's what the market's likely to do. And these negative resiliences are going to fill the gap. So I think that problematically from here to here is definitely the trade. I think there is a short setup from here off this retrace. So problem is I have competing signals. DD is right at 50. Whoa, okay, it's right on the edge there. So the ratio on half, we saw a pretty tremendous sizable decay in this one. This number is greater than half. You're going to support bull zone pretty easily, and at half will likely support bull zone. That trade is actually there to take, but boy, oh boy, this is we're going to close down today. This is another thing, but it's not going to break yesterday's lows. It's probably going to go right down to open. If I were to guess, the last 3 days we had a sell off, and then a big sell off like this. Today's candle is going to look like this. Okay, that's what it's probably going to look like. Okay, and then tomorrow's candle is likely to look like this. So I'm kind of forecasting what I think is going to happen, and we're back up. We need it. The market needs to digest this. We got news in 10 minutes. Yeah. So this morning we had a little bit of bump on the welcome to the stream area. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that thumbs up button, you guys. Bumping up the top with negative resilience is a short setup right there. So let's hit that. Just small. Upper gap fill, I'm going to short it. Right up here. So negative res is a short all the way down to the bottom. To there. But along the way, we're going to have some taps. This is going to retrace to half the value here. That's the one issue. And then it's probably going to fill the gap on negative res. Yeah, it's like a little bump on that. So I'm gonna add in all up in here. We're pulling back. So I don't normally short this, but I do feel like it's a good setup to take. Bringing that volatility. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's put some numbers on the board. I'm still in third place in the ETF contest. Yesterday was a nightmare of a day. Oh my gosh. Did you guys survive that? Did y'all have fun with that? Yesterday was like a tough day for everybody, man. It was crazy. Tough day for everybody. I'm longing right off of this here. Let's see, overnight. He's right there. Problem is these are very bullish setups, but and the DD ratio is greater than half, so that's good. So the way that this works is that when this number is greater than half, I always long at the bullseye bottom. It's trade plan number 1. So over here on the side in Rocket Scooter, these are my actual trade plan cheat sheets. So right now I'm kind of in an early. I just tapped it with 1. I'm kind of in an early trade. This is gonna be really rock solid support here. These are gap fill predictors. So the gap is through this box. We gapped up. We're likely to fill the gap and gap down. You guys had a bad day. Yesterday was bad for a lot of people. I took like 3,000 in drawdown on this major account. Now, I was watching the ETF competition leaderboards. There were people that like lost, and these $30,000 to $40,000 were like about the account values of the top placers. There were people that lost 8 to 10K that day. I mean, it was like a hard day for a lot. It looks like people were like long only and got kicked off guard. And so that was a bad day for everybody. I didn't see but like a couple people on the short side of that making 10, 15K to bump themselves up. So I think everybody equally was bleeding. So if you took a hit as a trader yesterday, don't feel bad. I think we all did. Some of us just less than others. Luckily, mine wasn't too bad. But it's still, baby, it still hurt. Trust me on that. It was not easy. Take a look at S&P. So Nasdaq has that nice move down. The S&P in the same boat. The S&P to fill the gap to the downside is definitely where I see this going. But again, S&P is going to bounce on bull zone to go halfway up. So there's some decent eats. Boom. It's going to look like it's going to rally. And we'll see. There's long setups from here as long as this ratio is greater than half. But that DD ratio is deteriorating. This is the percent of market cap that's bullish of the stocks in the index. So as long as it's seesaw's tilting greater than 50, we're good. So we're good for now. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. I'm Matt, and CEO of the Rocket Scooter Company. I'm also a live trader. I also compete a lot of trading competitions. I'm also a trading educator. We created this platform and these indicators that we use to kind of help traders with risk management. You can follow me on Twitter, Traders Paradise. I'm competing in the Robbins Cup World Championship of Futures Trading. I've been in the top 5, the highest of that. I'm currently 3rd place in leaderboard. I love competing and trading. I love trading against the best competitors in the world, so I can challenge myself to be the best in the world. And Not to say that I'm anywhere close to that, but I aspire to be that. And every day I'm trying to learn to get better, and hopefully you guys can learn something from us here as the days go by. All I trade off of is risk levels that we determine in the options market. So I'm a futures trader. I'm trading Nasdaq futures, and I'm looking at two different charts. I'm looking at QQQ chart, and the order flow and the market maker side is what this is actually forecasting. There is predictable order flow that is bullish from the bottom of this box. And I'm looking at futures as well to find our pivots here. So in futures, we all know in Rocket Scooter that DD band, this green band, 88% of days close inside of this band. We all know that. You guys all know that, right? Only 4% of days close outside of this band. So that's why I'm betting on the markets coming lower. This orange line holds about 90% of the time. So today, that's why I say the probability is we're down here and above there, and that's right at the open. So today's daily candle is going to look like that, if I'm right. I'm just using odds and probabilities to trade. I'm not using anything else other than the stats of these levels. These are predictable high volume pivots that we come up with utilizing different features. This is exploiting margin requirements. And these bands are put on the charts every night right before the Globex opens. So this band has been sitting there, and it is a predictable high volume pivot. And look, to the T, it pivoted off of it. Exactly to the penny. That's how accurate some of our stuff is. It's an exploit of the margin requirement, believe it or not. And the upper DD band is a limit, a hard limit to the probability of markets breaking. I keep going. So we had our, what was today? Jobless claims. Opt and dropped. Okay, we have a news event today. And if you guys want access or any, we have a trial of this stuff if you want to check out our tools, risk management. So today we have news coming out right in a little bit. 88% of days is we counted for. Now that is the S&P number, but Nasdaq is relatively similar. We base everything on the S&P numbers. In 2 minutes, the manufacturing PMI comes out. So we got a catalyst opening us up and moving us. So give us a little bit of time here to look at this. Here. So while Nasdaq has a similar number to the S&P, we just make it easier. Just saying that one setup. Okay, so let's draw this here. See if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right about today. Today's daily candle. We do this today. Every day, if you guys are in our stream, I'll do what I call Matt's guess. Today's guess. Today's guess. And if you trade other stocks or anything, I want you guys to type any ticker in here, and I can run up a trade plan for any ticker. Today's guess is a candle looks just like this. And then tomorrow is a big rip in green day. Today's got to digest yesterday's move, and the market's not happy with what happened yesterday. All right. Days coming out like 1 minute. VIX between bull and bear zone. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the VIX. VIX in another illiquidity pocket and another hedge break. So this is problematic that the volatility can start to come in here again as well. Now, again, I'm very bullish on the market in general. I don't think we're selling off. I don't think we're crashing any further than like this 1 day. But yeah, VIX is the same exact setup as yesterday. VIX is hedging itself higher and moving higher. JD Ross, are these odds and probabilities listed in a document somewhere? They absolutely are. We give them to all of our members. We have a course series that we go through called the 20 Days Profitability Mindset. It's a cool course that teaches you that as long as you can maintain half of your account value in 20 days, you will make money as a trader over time if you just randomly long the market. It's a cool icebreaker to this kind of probabilistic approach. We did this study where basically we say at class number 1, if you were to take a blind monkey and you give them a dart to throw at the dartboard long at a random time every single day, and the only thing they changed was how big they bet, you would make money over time if you throttled your bet small enough that you only lost half your account after 20 trading days. And then ultimately the bull market would catch up with you because 70% of months are green. So If you traded like that, which is what your 401k does, it makes money over time. And so the question that we pose is like, why does everyone lose money as a trader? It's because you're just betting too big. And so the whole case study is using probabilities to scale the size of your bet. You guys follow? So with that, JD, we give you guys all these probabilities, and they're about to print them in the Rocket Scooter platform as our next update. We have documents that are part of those classes, and so in the master class thing that we teach, we cycle through the videos 1 through 20. All the documents are here with all the probabilities on them. We're gonna make like these official cheat sheets for you guys with them all printed as well, but they're there, just handwritten. And so we go through class 1 to 20, and then we start over, and then we just indefinitely repeat that. And right now we're on class number 6 on the second cycle, but they're all recorded. You guys can all catch up on it. Yes, breaking down. If you're subscribed to the Zoom package, yeah, you have to be subscribed to the Zoom calls. Let's go, baby. Bull zone is in. Let's tap it. Let's fill that gap. Resiliences are negative. These are gap fill predictors. Today's guess for the day. Let's push it lower. We got the numbers just came out. Economic calendar. I use investing, so whatever you guys use. We had those services numbers coming out. A global PMI. Looks like we came in slightly as a beat, which was good, but the market doesn't care. We're still digesting yesterday's selling pressure. Bulls on bottom is a tap. Bulls on bottom's always a bounce. It's always a bounce to the halfway point between here and this blue line, though. That's it. It's a very hard limit on that. You guys know it's what we call Matt's favorite trade. Yeah, and these probabilities, if you guys are trying to trade like funded accounts or anything like that, this is all I use to trade fund accounts. Right now, I'm trading Elite Trader Funding's elite accounts. And then the 8% on the bottom of the band. I'm trying to, I'll be trading those and this competition account here. So I'm doing 20 elite funded accounts, and I'm trading the competition account here. Let's see if I'm right. Currently having a discount for our tools and our courses. It's like, you guys can check it out if you guys want to take a look at this. We want you all to come take the course, by the way. I guess I'm ranked 3rd in the competition. I compete in global trading championships all day long. I love trading against people. I love competing. You guys, I'll show you something. Take the course, 3 days. We'll give you a discount. 3 days, full. You like literally go to the course, take it for 3 days, and then full money back if you don't like it. If it's like, yeah, that's not for me. But you'll get a wealth of information this first three courses. So I invite everybody to do it. It's 0 risk to you, and you get basically 3 free days of learning. It's this link right there. Come on, let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on. Pop that bottom bull zone. Let's go. Now we're close enough. Let's take the profit on that. Let me let it bounce. It's right at half cap. This is the bounce point. I just covered that, so we're good. That was a good scalp. Bulls on bottom is always a trade, always back up to middle. Here to middle, it's the BSU. It's my favorite trade, actually. We interact with it. I'll pop it. S&P is the one that looks pretty juicy. It's not there yet. Let's watch the S&P. My next trade is going to be on the S&P. Same thing. Fill that gap. Those resilience numbers are just completely garbage. What's up, John? How do monthly maps look on the S&P? Yeah, so monthly maps will forecast a couple months out. And it's back to being bullish. So when the bottom of the bull zone is sloping down like this is bullish, bottom of bear zone sloping down to short squeeze. So while today's going to challenge yesterday, we're back to rallying as far as tomorrow. So this nasty day today, yesterday and today, we're back to rallying. If not today, if the market doesn't clean itself up today, we're back to rallying. This is not a crash market. So the question is just how do we think today's going to play out? Let's figure that out. S&P, same boat. The S&P wants to go to here. These numbers being so negative, it's a gap fill predictor. Market's going to try to pull in some bulls here. There's very strong bullish pressure right here, but the CD ratio is starting to deteriorate today. It's still greater than half. It's like right on the edge, but this leg is still there. That's that green line I drew right there. That's it. So actually, I'll keep Nasdaq front and center. Bulls on bottom and cute. Yep, right there. That's the one. If this ratio right here deteriorates less than 50 is bad. It's right on the edge. So half of the market cap is bullish, half the market cap is bearish right now on the S&P. It's like right on that tilting point. It's rare to go less than 50. You don't see that happen that much unless you are in a bear market. That's why you're getting a little bit of upward pressure like I drew with that little green line on the screen. This wants to support here. This wants to resist here. It's cool to see both of our things in action, right? I drew it. Will the Dow go up? Keep sliding. It'll go. I think by tomorrow, yeah, it's back to rallying. Like today's guess that the market's still going to trade slightly lower towards yesterday's close. Like today's guess is that we gapped up and we're going to trade right back down. And then tomorrow we're going to do that. Like tomorrow is going to be like a wicked green candle, which I hope we get. Today's not that really. Again, by tomorrow we're at higher highs. It might happen today. I might be wrong today. That might happen. Keep an eye out on these white lines right here at the bottom. If these lines go positive, then we're back to supporting. Problem is that this band being tapped overnight as resistance is just that's just the kind of limit of the upward move. So it's going to require a little bit of oomph and catalyst to get the market going higher, but we really don't have anything today. I'm waiting for the S&P to hit that bottom of that bull zone, baby. IWM trade, hedge pressure bounce. You guys nailed it. Russell futures. Our Russell traders. You guys, y'all been scalping this all day long, haven't you? Boom, boom, boom. Hedge pressure bounce is really clean. Russell's got that upward pressure right there. The Nasdaq futures today. Upper DD resist, fighting its way lower. No scalp, you have 4 charts. Oh, nice, nice. Check out gold. Okay. So we're in a Zoom call right now. The majority of our members are in a live Zoom call without a delay. So if you guys are here on the YouTube, we have like 300 people in the Zoom call as well, so I'm talking to 2 different people at once. Just FYI. Gold, beautiful bull long up off of hedge pressure, so open blue open is definitely a decent scalp on that trade. Here. This little V shape, looking clean. Look at this. Ready? Let's see if I'm right. Here's the pivot. Exactly the halfway point between blue $491.25. We'll make this line red. That's it. That's the resistance. Here it is. Here's the pivot. That's the one. That's the one. Res improving, but still less than 0. So the setup from here to here, which is what I drew. The bounce from here to here, which is what I drew. And then this is the final pivot from here to here. The bet I'm making, or the bet I'm waiting on, is that this is going to fill here and trade lower. Right off of that number. Market will go up just like Bitcoin. Market will always go up over time. Market will always go up over time. Stock market goes up 70% of months. 70% of months are green. Bye-bye, market. Back down today. This is not the dip you buy. Not investment advice, by the way. VIX is still broken. Hedge pressure and illiquidity pockets. The same we had yesterday. Let's let this guy collapse. Come on. Today's gas daily. Still waiting for bull zone bounce. Right, on S&P. Still waiting for bull zone bounce. Is correct. It means Nasdaq is going to break bull zone and keep falling if the S&P continues to fall. Yeah. I'm not going to do bull zone bounce on Nasdaq today. DD band's already tapped. Resilience is negative. It's likely to pass through and keep going. The S&P, however, is likely to fall further to hit its bull zone. So that's kind of where we are at the S&P. This is not the dip to buy for me. Got to go lower today. S&P has a 58.33 balance on a yellow line. You guys know that calculation. But it'd be nice if today was that like sell pressure day, and if you have that candle like this, tomorrow's the rally. Like these kind of days are somewhat like systematic. Bull market sells really hard, digest the selling. People that were like long yesterday and getting squeezed and the market's lower, it pops up. They get that second choice to try to long again. Like, I don't think that the market's collapsing at all. I think that after today and by tomorrow, we're back to rallying pretty hard. 100%. MSTR. Need to look into that if it's not BSU. Yeah, I don't know why we. If there's are there options or not options for MSTR? I have to make sure it's on the list of data we pull because I knew you asked for it, and for some reason we're not pulling the data. So I'll have to look into it. A little bit of bull trappage here. No trades yet. Yep, still waiting for bull zone bounce on SPY. You made 3,600 between your accounts. Nice, nice, nice. Well done. They're right there. Problem is, like, liquidity map has no selling pressure. Just the gap fill is what's having that potential for selling pressure. So the halfway point from here to here is that balance point, and this was unusual, but we did fill up that gap on that sell on that open. Tomorrow back to rallying though, like at minimum, even if today is that next final day of selling, tomorrow we'll be back to rallying. Like my ideal trade is to sit this lower today, and then tomorrow is that candle that just breaks highs and keeps going. That's what I want to see. The pocket of the profit on that original short. I'm not going to short it again. Love you and Rock's Hero. Love you too, man. Thank you, bro. This is a short entry setup on S&P though. So on S&P futures. So we look at the SPY chart while we trade futures, by the way. So if you see like why SPY on here, because futures will pivot when SPY pivots. Look at this right here. As I'm saying it, this is the SPY pivot from here to here. Market wants to fill that gap. Bum, 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 bum. Let her fall. I'll be completely perplexed if we break this 492.5 level on Qs and keep going. That would blow my mind if that happened today. Buy resilience is deteriorating a little bit further. A little bit of downside pressure there. Stocks selling off and filling their gaps to the downside. Stocks gapping up and then trading back down is what these white lines are telling you. Majority of the market cap that gapped up is actually filling the gap to the downside. So we're taking the bet right now that Nasdaq and Nasdaq and S&P do the same thing. And there's that downside push right off of there. These lines are drawn at 9:30 in the morning. If you're looking to up your risk management game and you want to learn how to do this on any of the futures that you trade, feel free to ask us here. We'll help you learn how to do it. By the way, YouTube is delayed by up to a minute. Real time, we do. If you do subscribe to our program, you get real-time access to Zoom calls. So it's real time with no delay. A minute could be everything if you're watching a trader. So Nick took that S&P short before I said anything. You learned a lot from me. Still a lot to learn. You actually on your own. Somebody in chat said on their own they know how this works, and they did it. It's good. It's good to see you guys are learning. Ooh, baby. All right. Let's see if this works out. Go, go, go. Fall, 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 fall. I want to get first place in this contest. I don't just want to. Here's the thing. I had this conversation yesterday. I started like 8 or 9 days late. Like I was actually late to the contest. That's the funniest part. They have this. I actually wrote them, and I was like, let me read this up real quick. This is awesome, by the way. They did 85% off sale. That's monstrously cool to see that the deals on that. All right, so I asked them. I was like, my win rate is actually 80%. Why does this say 53% loss rate? Somebody messaged me and was like, how are you in third with such a shitty win rate? I was like, hey, that's not my win rate. And I asked him, I was like, what does this number actually mean? This is actually winning days. So if you didn't trade for a day in the contest, it actually counted as not a winning day. So the fact that I missed the first 10 days, they all counted as losing days. So that's the funniest part. This is actually a good sign. It means that I went up to third place only trading, you know, I missed so many days that this big piece of the pie is red. I didn't trade every day like most of the folks here did. So I'm having to play catch up on this little thing right here. So I'm in third, trading my ass off to get as high as I can, as quick as I can. So I know this is kind of not what I normally will do in a real trading account or in a funded trading account. But when you're trading a contest, there's a question you have to have, and it's just like poker. And I had this conversation yesterday. I went out with some trader friends for my birthday, and they were like, "You're doing great in this competition." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm about to have to YOLO a trade, a big one to catch up." Because what happened was, a couple days ago, I went up 4,000 and I lost 3 places because everyone else went up. And then yesterday, I went down 3,000, but I went up 2 places. So everybody's like neck and neck, and I have to outpace the traders. And so a lot of times, and you know, there's a reason why in poker, the same 100 people in the World Series of Poker are always at the final, you know, championship. The same 10 to 20 people are always at the final table. But the winner is always random because it's all the luck of the draw. And every once in a while, one of those pros is going to be like, all right, I'm all in to win the tournament, right? So it's kind of like with a whole bunch of good traders, you have to strategically plan just in a contest which day it is that you're going to swing for the fence and hit that with a really hard trade. Right, and just be like, this is the one. And so it's like 3rd place to 5th place and 6th place. Yeah, it's good, but I want either 1st place or no place. So I was joking last night. I said, I'm either going to be 1st place or last place in the contest. Because while inching my way closer, there's only like 6 or 7 days left. So I got to swing for the fence on one really good trade. Now, don't ever do this in a real account. But as a pro in the game, the goal is that you understand the game you're playing. I got to win a challenge to get the top prize, or there's no difference between 5th, the 10th, the 20th, the 50th to me. I want the first prize. So I need to find a really good opportunity, and I need to hit that hard and then basically go all in on it. Instead of just taking a couple contracts, I need to go as hard as you can on that trade. If everybody needs to win, I need to win by a factor of 2 for that one day. So I got like 5 or 6 days away for that ideal setup. Try to hit that grand slam. And it's not something I normally will do in a big trading account. I maintain proper risk management the whole time. But market conditions are going to dictate when I get myself a good setup to do that on. Bull zone bottom today could be that trade today, but I don't see all the things lining up. That little green line I drew on my chart, that could be the trade, but without everything lining up, there's no room for it to move to the upside. So today is just basically me scalp city. The better trade to be in today is shorting pops while that resilience number is less than 0. But it's like there's not a lot of momentum there to have it fall straight down. The 22.95 on Nasdaq is likely where I want to see this go to. On 20, wait, not 20. Let me double check that. 22.95 or lower. Yeah, actually more like, yeah, right about down in here. The day closes out here. And it might just like do this all day long at the end of the day. Sell off there. I want to see this relax and kind of be lower. By today or tomorrow, we're back to rallying. That's the one thing. Is there any big difference between DD 51 and 71? No. It's greater than 50. The scale is tilted bullish because S&P follows the net market cap in general. If the net market cap is, if it's 0.50000001, it is like the seesaw is slightly tilting this way. So that's what we noticed, which is kind of neat. We don't really have that rule anymore, Nick. Like the irrational rule that's just kind of a rule of thumb. You want it to be 60 or greater. It's just really a rule of thumb. It's like you want it to be slightly greater than being over 50. But we've kind of changed in the new courses, we've changed the irrational rule set a little bit to make it more discreet. That was like an old rule of thumb that we had. Kind of not really like what we're reformulating it. It's 50, it's greater than 50, less than 50. Because now it's super applicable at the bull zone bottom. Regardless, rational, irrational, doesn't matter. We found the probability goes from 90% chance of bounce to 70% chance of bounce when irrational is still greater than 50-50, even at 50 DD. Great question. So after like years of backtest, we used to just say we want it to be bullish enough, but 51 is bullish enough, even irrational still will bounce 70% of the time. Yup. Russell falling pretty quick today. Russell's the big loser. Again, I don't see this market as becoming super bearish and selling off. Monthly maps do show a bull market. Russell's the big loser today of the two. The bigger of the two. It's not really losing much, but it's definitely the worst performing one. Nasdaq's performing slightly better than the S&P. Let's see if I'm right. It's trying to get here. It's trying to make its way lower. S&P pushing to fill its gap right now. At the S&P futures chart. S&P does have lower supports inside of here. So we're not crashing out today. Anywhere inside of here is a long for tomorrow is what I'm looking for. So if I get the ideal setup and this market does pull back down into here, then I'm going to take my big swing tomorrow, S&P. What's up, YouTube Al? What up, Brian? Dude, you have fun last night? Me and Brian and some friends went to an escape room, dude. Like, this was world-class, world-ranked. They say, like, this is the Michelin 3-star escape room in Houston. They say it's the #1 escape. If you ever did it, where they, like, lock you in a box, you solve all the puzzles. It's usually, like, a Mayan temple or a pirate ship or some kind of theme, right? And then people, like, the enthusiasts are like, this is the #1 escape room in the United States. And that was Brian's first one. So like, kind of spoiled and rotten the whole experience. We do escape rooms all the time. That's like our favorite thing to do. And we kind of like are nerds about it. We travel to go do them. And by far, this experience in Houston, called Strange Bird. And by far, it was like it was like Michelin level ranked. You can't even describe how different and cool it was. Like, if you're ever in Houston, you got a group of friends and y'all want to have a banger time, y'all go to that Strange Bird escape room. It's something else. Trust me. It was cool. That was my birthday present from the girlfriend. Surprised me, called all my friends, called Brian up here, called a bunch of people, and was like, she drove me to this random dark parking lot in the middle of nowhere. I thought I was gonna get shot. When I walked out, I was like, where the hell are you taking me? And then I walk up, and then all of a sudden these shadowy figures are walking towards me from the parking lot. I'm like, help. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, it's you guys. What are y'all doing here? And everybody started showing up. That was a killer time, man. I don't want to spoil it if you guys like escape rooms, but if you're in Houston, take like 4 or 8 of your friends and go do this experience. It's different. It's not just like a lot of them are like they lock you in a room. You gotta like look at the puzzles. Oh, here's the code. Unlock the box. Oh, there's the code. Unlock the box. This thing was like without special. Let's just say Hollywood level special effects, like to that degree of coolness. Called Strange Bird. And then like there's some apps out there where there's ranking. Hold on, Strange. If you do escape rooms, it is worth. They have Michelin 3-star restaurant, or Michelin is like 1 star is worth visiting. 2-star is worth a detour. 3-star is worth getting on a plane and flying to the country to eat there. This is 3-star. If like there's this like enthusiast group online that's like that like, you know, does these things, and it's won all the awards, and people are like, I flew in from Denmark to do this, and wow, you know, it's like a thing. So, but it's just it's a different experience than what you think, and it just was fun. And I can't spoil any of it, but you have to go do it with your friends. There was magic involved. Did I do one while in NOLA? Yeah, I've done like 7 or 8 of them in NOLA. When I had NOLA, I did this one that was pitch black, dude. It was crazy. You went into a room and you solved this puzzle, and it opened up a crawl space, and you're crawling through the space, and as you're crawling through it, it's progressively darker, and the fucking door shuts behind you, and you're trapped in a dark room. You can't see anything, no phones, nothing, and it's dark. And the puzzles are you feeling around and finding stuff in the room. Like, oh, this has a texture. Okay, I remember that. Oh, these are letters. And so we did one that was like completely in the dark. And that one was crazy cool. Now, that one sucked, though, for me because whatever reason, and I don't even know why, it caused an incident there, but my hand got punctured by a screw. You know, like those little computer screws, those little black ones? Was literally on the floor, and I got a screw stuck in my hand. You'd think, like, with an all-dark experience, they would have, you know, checked the floors and how a sharp object would end up on the floor in a dark room. Who knows? But it caused me to lose like 10 minutes of time because the GM had to come in there and be like, what happened? You need a Band-Aid. And I'm like, look, get out of the way. I just want to solve the puzzle. But it was actually very cool, all things considered. That one was one of my favorites. The Nolan ones are pretty dope because they're all like, they're all voodoo and Nola themed, which is kind of cool. I did some cool voodoo ones. There's one that was like a graveyard theme. Like Nola has some really cool traditions. I did one that was a heist theme. It was to steal the king's crown from Mardi Gras. I had some cool ones in Nola. Sure. But now this one in Houston, I'll by far, like, I had some favorites of all the ones I've done all over the country. And this one is like, it just doesn't even rank. It's like, it's in like a league of its own. It's a whole different thing. And they're fun for work events. They're fun if you're like a nerd like me, you know. You know, despite how my Instagram makes me look like some Playboy party boy at those parties all the time and bottle service at the club with all the girls, my real life is like doing puzzles at home, playing video games, going to escape rooms. I do crossword puzzles on airplanes. I'm a genuine nerd. Escape rooms are just like our favorite thing to do. So it was a cool surprise for my birthday to be like all my friends randomly showing up for this this event. And what made it cool were the actors. There's live actors. It's a story. It's a story that goes with the room. I can't tell you much more than that, but it was fun. Then we went out and got pizza and beers afterwards. A good one is a legit team building experience. Yeah, like there's one where they put like there's some really cool ones that I've done that's like a jail cell where like you go in, you're locked in one jail cell, the other half of the team's locked in another. You got to figure out how to break out, and the only thing you guys can do is talk to each other over the wall. That one's kind of fun. You have to like communicate to each other, like what do you see, what do you see? And there's another one I did before, which was a art heist one. I think it was in NOLA actually, where one person had a walkie-talkie and the other person had a walkie-talkie like locked in a locker. And so they could talk to me, but I couldn't talk back to them until I figured out how to get the walkie out of the locker. And to solve my puzzles was in their room. So I couldn't tell them, hey, do you see something over there? They just had to keep spitting information to me until I finally got what I needed to open the locker. So there's been some clever like team building ones for sure. But I tell people like you're dating somebody, right? You want to test out a new girlfriend or boyfriend on what they're like. You take them to an escape room on like date 2 or 3. Like you will find out if someone's a complete piece of shit or douchebag during an escape room. You're working together to solve a puzzle. If people get frustrated and they're being like real ragey about it, you can be like, or if they're just dumb. Like I took a person to escape room a long time ago, and there was like 4 numbers, right? And there were like 5 numbers, and there were like 5 numbers written all over the room. The person's like, I'm gonna try all the combinations. I was like, 5 factorial is 120. Are you sure you want to do that? And this person was like, no, I'm gonna get it. And I'm like, all right, you just have fun. And they're sitting there like fiddling with the lock for like 20 minutes. Let's try every combination to the lock. That was the purpose, is to brute force the solution. My mathematician brain was like, cringe. Amazon, yeah. Amazon doing pretty well from with the interest are balanced. But yeah, you can find out if you and a partner work really well together, if y'all can solve escape rooms together. Amazon's looking good. Hedge pressure to hedge pressure push. That is always a really good setup. Actually, my birthday in general was pretty dope. Chill. Let's see what I did on my Instagram. I got to swim with otters at an animal sanctuary. I went to this like Great Gatsby party. You guys want to follow me on Instagram? Let's see how big of a loser nerd I am. This is me on my birthday, Great Gatsby style. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I clean up sometimes. Just like this Gatsby themed party. It was super cool. Oh, speaking of NOLA, Andrew, here we go. That was me on Bourbon Street a couple weeks ago. You recognize the corner, I'm sure. I go to New Orleans a lot. My girlfriend's work territory is there. Oh. All right, market's pulling back. I don't want to say there's a Gatsby party. I'll show you guys. This was my birthday. Pickleball. I went to a commodity dinner. Pikachu drink, which I love. A special Pikachu drink there. That's me and IDoc. She's late though. She's always late. Probably sleeping in today. She's been sick. But yeah, there were like burlesque dancers and feathers, people swinging from the ceiling and these giant balls and things. Look at that. So wild. It was such a fun event. Somebody like it was like literally like the movie. Everybody, like this guy's got like a fedora and a suit. I mean, it was pretty dope. And then of course, yours truly trying to recreate the meme. And I got to pet animals. I get to play with like baby kangaroos. And my favorite was like swimming with the otters. Like this was kind of like the nice part. So otters are like my favorite animal. I'm so like, they're hilariously cute. And this one was like my best friend, dude. This otter was like, she wouldn't let me put her down. I tried to put her down. She's like, nope, I'm hanging out with you. You're not putting me down. I put her down. She would go, I'm gonna pick her back up. She'd shut up. Looks like a movie. Yeah, kind of right. Great Gatsby. It was just like the movie, man. My otter friends here. This is my favorite picture. Like I was feeding this otter tilapia and they're like, they get these like viciously. What I think is cool about like the otters and why I like them so much, because they're basically like cat rat dogs. They're like a mix of, they're like 1/3 rat, 1/3 cat, 1/3 dog. A rat because they're related to like rats. They're like giant, like those giant nutria rats that you see on the subways in New York and stuff. They're like in the same family. They're like gigantic rat, but they're like a cat because they're just like playful and they're curious about everything and they get in the stuff. Like this lady was saying that like the otters would go grab rocks and shove them into the jets of the hot tub to clog it up, just because it was, why not stick a rock in the hole? And then they're like dogs because they're like very loyal and they're like playful and friendly with you. Like a cat is like do its own thing, but a dog is like pet me, let me lay at your feet. So they're like a mix of all three things. And so the rat side of them is like, you'll see these like cute little rat cat dogs. Like, oh, they're so cute. But you hand them a fish and they're like ripping it up and they got blood all over their face and stuff. Like literally like, like a predator. And so The joke I always said was like what made otters so cute is because they're like these adorable little creatures with blood all over their face and like razor sharp fangs. So when I was feeding this one tilapia, like chunks of it, and they just like rip it to shreds. I'm like, are these things gonna rip me to shreds? She's like, no, they're well fed. If they were hungry, they might try to eat you though. There's a little bit of selling pressure on Nasdaq. I don't think we sell off today though. Just don't turn sound house. Oh, turn on the sound. Oh yeah, the house will shake. Like yesterday. Is that pressure today? Let's go, baby. Just watching Nasdaq today. Wait. Wait. There's really no good setup today. I think we're gonna get that momentum that everybody wants. The bull side. I think it's come tomorrow. You late? What'd you miss? You always are late. It still has that downward pressure. I don't think today the market rallies or sells off. Like I said, today's guess is that we close right where we open, basically, on futures, which is essentially right here. So best case scenario, this is the sorry, not just the daily futures, that we are actually going to close right here. So chances are best case short goes to here, back to, I'd love to trade from here to here, that we close right here. That's my guess. We're not dropping any lower than 490 permanently or selling off, say, further than that. So wait, IWM is doing that today. Yep. Yeah, so like this is not going to be a day that rewards late shorts for sure from like yesterday. You'll let short into the close or sold into the close. Market's not going to dip really hard for them, even if it gets even if we get lucky and it dips to fill the gap to the downside. It's very short-lived. Like the market's not going to sell off and keep selling. It's going to maintain that support. 490 Qs, which is like basically about 2,500, I think, or 2,300. Sorry, 20,300 on futures is the support for the day. Yeah, no, everything looks good for downside pressure today. It's not sell-off pressure, but VIX is broken hedge pressure in an illiquidity pocket. The volatility's there. Market's just going to chop up and down all day today. Might get a lucky hour or so in here where there's a flush hour, but this is not a continuation of yesterday. It's not, market's not crashing or collapsing. This is just a little bit of recovery off of yesterday's short. And people are buying the dip clearly for the future, for tomorrow and onward. Monthly map suggests a bull market. Liquidity maps today suggest bull liquidity maps. Resilience suggests downward pressure to fill the gap. DD ratio suggests bull zone support. So most all of what I said, sorry, was bullish. Nothing is bearish. The gap fill is a short-lived item, which is why I'm drawing that close still in bull zone today. So essentially, as a trader, this isn't where I walk up and say, I need to long for here because I'm going to miss out on it. I tell myself I'm waiting for any kind of flush that's going to come out of nowhere on volatility alone, and I'm going to grab that dip and buy it. There are other smart traders that are thinking the same way. I just think that they're early. My guess is these guys are early. That this is not going to be breached today. Best case scenario, this goes up to here and then falls out. But from here, I would love to get a dip somewhere in here for bullishness for the week, for like 5 more days. That's my goal. Remember, Matt's favorite trade is that bull zone bottom. I love picking up that bull zone bottom. That scalp every single day. Take it all day long. Opens in bear, closes in bear, applies to UVXY. Right, UVXY opens in bull, right? So once the close in bull. So VIX does want to come down. More often than it doesn't, yep. VIX open in an illiquidity pocket bull side. So VIX wants to decay back down into it, yeah. Yep. Adrian, what's up, dude? QQQ, QQQ's Nasdaq's on the screen right now. This is what I see. Nasdaq is closing lower than here for today, but it's bullish support for tomorrow. So like today's guess on S&P Nasdaq is here. Let me just draw ES. Daily candle. Daily NQ /ES. That we close here. Basically where we open, which is exactly where that is. I took the opening short right out the door from here to here and close. I'm waiting. I'm not doing it again. I'm just gonna let it chop. Hit that bottom. 2440 today? Yeah. 2440 on the upside, 250 on the low side with about a 2300 close. That's what I'm looking for today. Love YouTube traders. What's up? What's up? Remember, guys, check out our training program. We have this 3 days. Full refund if you don't have your mind blown and love it. We encourage everybody to come through our training program. I train you on how to play the trader funding game. It's full access to everything. You get the tools, Rock Scooter tools, platform, liquidity map indicators, all these tools that we teach about, all the probabilities, the flashcards, cheat sheets, all of it. We invite you guys to check out for 3 days. We specialize in trader funding programs. So Elite Trader Funding did this thing, 85% off. I passed 20 static Elite accounts in 5 days. like that. And I'm trading 20 static elite accounts. I love the statics. That's my game. They're quicker to turn over. They're easier to maintain once you get out the door, once you get off the starting line. And then you could trade them more like a real account. I like them better than drawdown accounts because I like to be able to build a buffer between current level of the account and the loss limit. Now, although their other accounts are cool because they put in a stop slightly above your starting point and also fix your loss when you can go a little bit higher. And that is kind of cool. And those are a little bit more expensive if you want to take that route as well. Love it. So like I said, you guys can try out 3 days, full refund. At least go the first 3 days of courses. You will learn so much about the stock market that you did not know. I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm the CEO of the Rock Scooter Corporation. We built this trading platform. We built these indicators, tools. Futures trader. I live compete in a bunch of contests, and I stream them all live when I trade. So right now I'm competing in the Elite Trader Funding's October contest. Placed third so far. Trying to win this thing. Stacks are like, hey, you can start slow and scale up. That's exactly what it is. Static, you just got to wait for that ideal setup and then hit the trades with those. That first trade is the most important one on static. That's for sure. So if you wait longer, it's got a better reward. It's a lower turnover. It's a higher turnover because it's a tighter kick out point. Right, you get kicked out. But if you get off the starting line with that first trade, then it's easy from there. What is it? What is this? We have about 6,000 members in our community. Ooh. All right. I keep on like wanting to take the short from here. Just to trade a little lower. Let's do a quickie. Impact red line. So we have one from there. Let's do Nasdaq today. This is a trick. I'll show you guys some really cool downside pivots just on futures. Here's a cool trick. All right, so there's like low in futures for the day. Here's the high in that sell-off range there. So, like in futures in general, let me move this on the side of the screen. So I think that today ends up closing like right here. You see how there's this equilibrium here? Whatever big selling pressure we get ends up here, and I think tomorrow continues to rally. Today might not be the day, but the market, all signs of the market are very good and bullish going forward. As you see today, you can feel a little bit of bull pressure. Today may not be the day we get the big rally. It could be, but by tomorrow, I feel like we're right back at it. What do you guys feel? All right, chat. Tell me what you think. It's okay if you disagree with me. I want to see what y'all think about what we're dealing with. S&P didn't get as much of a bump off of the Tesla earnings yesterday. So S&P has a different spot. Let's see here. No, that didn't count. That's basically the same spot, the S&P. There's also that little yellow line there. I'll give you those numbers in just a second. There they are. They both are here. All right, so these are your numbers today, guys. 58.32. 58.67. And 58.67, as you see, we tapped overnight. And the Nasdaq is here. How good am I at calling these traps, right? Did I do good? Did I nail it? 22.37 to 24.64. Thank you. 22.37. So let me translate that over here. I show those as red. Nasdaq's upper was where? 24.64. In S&P. So basically we're looking, these are like retracement targets in a way. Impact red lines aren't retracements like Fibonacci retracement, but it's a rebalancing point. So the 832, right? It's right here at the ceiling line. You guys know that. Y'all know the drill there. The 867. Let's go, baby. I think S&P, yeah, S&P already touched its red line there. So these are the ranges here. All right, you guys, everybody in Zoom, let's head over to YouTube. Our hour is up. Let's head over to YouTube now. Let's go. At the 10, let's go. Go on YouTube, say hi. Tell all the new folks on YouTube, hi. Our stream is the best stream there is. This is the best trading stream there is on YouTube, hands down. Nobody out there. Nobody out there knows. Hey. That Nasdaq is doing. There's that pullback. Let's draw on the chart here. Kind of what we expect to see. Let me pull those. I gotta redraw everything. I gotta redraw it all. All right. Bull zones somewhere near here. Those in here. What's up, you guys? What I say? Today's not bull day. That's not today. That's tomorrow. What's up, Abe? What's up, Gold? What's up, Dom? What's up, No Name? iDoc Talk, best teacher ever. Oh, stop. I told everybody about this birthday extravaganza you took me on. That's girl, best iDoc ever. I ain't spoiling the surprise, but check this out. Just from last night, I got a little souvenir. It says thank you. As part of the experience. This is a tarot card. By the way, I'm practicing my... Hold on, wait, so I can do it. I want to be a magician when I grow up. Ready? Woo-hoo, that was sexy. Try one more time. Ready? Trust me, when I go to the bar and do that trick, the ladies never line up. That's the thing. There's two things as a guy. You don't brag about your skills. Not that it's not an awesome skill to do magic or to be a juggler. It just reminds every girl of their little brother. So you never go like, you guys want to see a magic trick? Pulling cards out of your mouth. May not be the best. Still a magician, but investments. There you go. There you go. You don't quit your day job, though. I remember one time we were on a road trip and I was sitting there while I was driving and I was practicing doing that with one of my business cards. And iDoc was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. In case trade never works out, I'm gonna take a career in birthday party magic." Oh, but I can only do one. But I always know words where they like they have multiple and they pop one and then they pop one and pop one and pop one and they start spitting cards out of their mouth. I'm like, what else you can do in a road trip but practice some kind of skill set, right? So I was like driving and I'm like, she's like, "That's annoying. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Practicing, man." I'm a magician in the market. You know, they used to call me Matt Stradamus, stupid names back in the day. Not, and I don't know why. I just like I'm an odds trader. I trade off of odds. I guess it's like such a new thing. People are just used to doing indicator trading. I just trade with odds, and I know the probabilities of things happening. And I draw lines on my chart, and then they happen. I guess people think that that's some kind of prophetic ability. It's definitely not. It's just the statistical. It's mathematics, baby. It's math. It's like, look, this is the math. This is the math right here. This little piece of paper. Wait, hold on. I'd be a terrible weatherman here. How do I point at a reverse? There we go. I was a math guy. I was practicing in the road. Was about to make us vanish into the back of another car. Had a hand on the steering wheel for the most part. I'm a safe driver. Except when I was like, is there any way we can mount an iPad right here so I can watch a movie? She's like, "Wait, you want to watch a movie while we're driving?" I'm like, I want to listen to it. I'm going to safely drive. I was like, can we marathon a show? Or are we watching Stranger Things right now? Yeah. I did drive to Kansas from Texas. It was definitely an 8.5 hour drive. I was kind of bored. The next trick, I'm going to make the driver disappear. Wait, what? I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm good. What's this thing? I spy with my eye. Or slug bug. He can't tell you what's happening in the last season. I haven't seen the last season yet. That's the thing. I only watched Stranger Things season 1, 2, and 3 when season 3 came out. And season 3 was absolutely garbage. I was like, the show sucks now. It's too corny and dumb. And she's like, no, season 4 like redeemed it. It's all gory and awesome and not for kids. I was like, all right, whatever. So we rewatched the seasons 1, 2, and 3. And when we got to 3 again, I was like, this sucks. I hate season 3. And she's like, well, you can skip to the end. And that's kind of what I did. I had it playing in the background. I don't even know what happened in season 3. Something with the mall. I don't know. And then I was like, okay, now we're in season 4 and it's pretty good. To explain the coughs after the accident. Well, officer, we definitely weren't watching a movie. I definitely wasn't practicing my magic routine while I was driving. Season 4 is great. I love it. I think it's like super awesome. And it's very like, it's more like American Horror Story than it is Stranger Things. That's what I like about it. It's crazy graphic. And it's very suspenseful. You're sleeping through season 4. I know. I mean, because I started watching it late. I have to rewatch yesterday's episode. She said when we got home last night, I put it on. And after like 3 minutes, I fell asleep. And I was like this. On the couch. She showed me a picture this morning. She's like, this is you. And I was like. It's like you literally put on the thing. Fell asleep on the couch. And you love laying on the couch because I have a heated blanket. And then she goes, you fell asleep on the couch. And I was like, let's go to bed. And you refused to go to bed. So I had to sleep on the uncomfortable couch. Because you were complaining that I wanted to move you. I was like, I don't remember any of this. I don't remember any of that. Come on, let's get that lower low. Come on, Nasdaq. The only problem is the age difference. Yeah, I noticed. I was like, the kids are like now in their awkward phase of teen years. Like, they all grew like 4 feet and they've all got like deep voices now. Like, the kids used to be kids and now they're like a foot taller than all the girls, the guys are. So, I guess like 3 years have passed or something like that since they filmed season 4. The lead is married now, isn't she? Oh, yeah, I saw on social media. Millie Bobby Brown, right? That's her name was. Got married, yeah. I'm like, dude, she's like an adult now? Wait, what? Dude, Lost was my show, man. I was a huge nerd for Lost. I love that show. I just made iDoc watch it from start to finish before Stranger Things. But you feel like season 4 changed your life? Season 4, Stranger Things changed your life? It's that good? You're selling it pretty hard. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I like it. Simon Dean says we're rewatching Lost right now. 1 episode a day. So good to rewatch now. You know the end. See? iDoc, listen to what Simon said. I told you. When you know the ending and you watch Lost, it's so rewarding watching it over again. She watched it the first time. I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. But I was like, I've watched it start to finish like 8 or 9 times. I like every year or two, I redo it. Some people hated the finale. Some people loved the finale. I, at first, as a Lost nerd, hated the finale. And when I used to go, like, there was this event in my city. They had this like fan club, and the fan club would get together and watch the season finales at this movie theater. It was like at a Star Cinema or something. They would rent it out, and they would have this huge event, giveaways, speakers, guest speakers, things like that. And then you'd watch the finale with all the other Lost nerds. And the finale, when I did watch it, everyone in the theater was like, what? Most of the people hated it. It was like angry hate. But as I watched it multiple times, after the second or third go around, the ending is perfect. Because there's no way to end that show without spoon feeding some corny shit. It had to do what it had to do to make it an emotional heart tug for the characters, which is how the whole show developed. And when you think about it, you like Lost because the characters were awesome. Everybody had like their favorite character. Like Hurley was mine. Hurley was like, all the Hurley episodes are my favorites. And so like in the show, you're like rooting for the characters, and that the ending was like, you know, because we all wanted the lore, like what the fuck's happening? What's the smoke monster, right? You want to know everything. But at the end, we watch it again. You're like, the story arc for the characters is like, hey, it's a beautiful, tragically, amazingly beautiful ending. Okay, I get it. And it spoon-feed the lore to you, though, which is kind of what we all wanted. Like, what the fuck is going on with this island? As much as you wanted to. Yeah, people hated the fact they didn't understand it. Yeah, that's it. You're left with like you committed the show for 6 years wanting all the answers. Like, and then they kind of like left it semi open-ended, but if there's enough evidence to kind of piece together all the answers if you kind of paid attention, but it wasn't that easy to figure out. But then if you're like just watching it for the character arcs, you're like, this was a great ending. It's a great way to end it. So I have never seen Game of Thrones. I know people always balk at that. They're like, what the hell, man? Not because I never wanted to see it. I watched the new Game of Thrones, the new spinoff. But the old one, it was like really popular at the time. Everyone was watching it. I don't know why I wasn't watching it. I didn't watch a lot of TV, that's why. Then once people say to get into it, it was already like halfway through, and I was like, you know what? I'll just marathon it one day. And then I never marathoned it. So it's on my to-do list. You say you agree it is a theatric masterpiece, The Dialogues of Tyrion. Ooh. 24, the best. Dude, I love 24. That was a great show. That was an awesome show. The old one was so much better than the new ones. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Like the newer Game of Thrones is kind of cool. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool for what it was worth. I love that genre. Fantasy, high fantasy, I'm a big fan of. You know, like Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fan of that stuff. So Game of Thrones is like right up my alley. It's like the kind of thing I would like. I just know why I never watch it. And I watched all the clips on YouTube. Like I've spoiled the show enough for myself to know what happens. But they still say you got to watch it for the experience. So like maybe like one. Maybe when we finish Stranger Things, maybe me and iDoc will start marathoning Game of Thrones. Who knows? Grabs you by the emotions. Okay, and Bombshell Vampire Diaries. I don't think I've ever seen the Vampire Diaries, but I know a lot of people that really, really like that show. I heard that the characters are super cool in that. Shield and Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy, I've seen a few episodes, and that show is wild. I like it. Yeah, I took the initial short from here to here and closed out. Right now, I'm waiting for a better move. So today we close above this bull zone. Best case scenario for a short. I'm laying the market flush so I can long it for tomorrow. I made a prediction today, you guys. Here's a prediction. That while we had like one sell-off day, 2 sell-off days, this is ES and Nasdaq, okay. And yesterday we had like something like, I can draw a straight line to save my life. Yesterday we had something like this. That today is going to look like this. This is my guess. Different color here. Daily candles today. I wrote this at the start of the market. Remember, before this started selling off, I wrote this. Today's guess. And maybe even because the DD ratio is a little lower. I mean, sorry, the resilience number is low, something like that. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Tomorrow, we get the big update tomorrow. If we close here tomorrow, we get the big update. That's my bet for today. I'm drawing like 2 days in advance. Now, the support of this is as follows. Number one, DD ratio greater than half. Number two, market's sizably decent, like bullish across the board on the indices. Not really too bad. We're bull zones, both the indices. Number three, monthly maps are super bullish already for the medium term. QQQ, bull side strengthening, bear side weakening over the next 3 to 4 days. Just means there's going to be a retracement up day. I don't know if we break highs of the sell-off, but I think that tomorrow is going to be a big day, at least double top. SPY, the same thing. Same thing on SPY. SPY is strong for 2 trade. Each one of these is a day. This is strong all the way until November the 4th. In the bottom of my screen. Bull side is strengthening. Bear side is weakening. So we get SPY. Whatever happens tomorrow, we're back up. That's it. I think today is going to convince people that the market's still bearish, and tomorrow is going to be a surprise rally. Bet. So the rules we have for today are as follows. The pressures we have are the gap wants to fill because res is less than 0. But the stronger indicator is that the bull zone wants to support to this halfway point. This one right here. Because the DD ratio is greater than half. So when you combine the two together, you get the pressure down meets the pressure up. And the pressure down has met the pressure up. That's how our system works. So the best thing I can hope for is that about 90% of the time, we will close above bull zone close. Hence the stick. This is about where futures open, and if futures closes there, the daily candle looks like that. I don't just make these things up. I come up with them with the probabilities. So the best thing that I like to see as a trader is if there's a flush, I'm longing all down in here to bet that we're back inside of there. And then tomorrow we rally. So I'm not eager to buy dips from here. I'm going to let it try to flush out and try to grab a dip lower. You guys follow what I'm trying to say? So today, this is not the area to long from, in my opinion. SPY's coming in a similar boat. SPY wants to fill its gap. It wants to support at this bull zone. And it's all going to look pretty good from here. Mindhunter is a good show. Boring trading day. Boring. So if Nasdaq has a flush to hit that red line and we're back to there, tomorrow we're moving. Be very, 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 very unusual for this to be the move today. It's a little much with the idea that the stocks are still kind of gapping down in a really weird spot. So as you see, this little equilibrium here is likely the path we're going to take on any move higher. So what I like to tell myself is, I'm going to let it do anything. If we fall to here, oh, that'd be the greatest. I'm long for the big ups from there. We'll just let it move. I'm bored. I know. I'm so bored. Sometimes, but we know it's going to be crummy, so that's why I'm not touching anything here. Ugh. That song is also very annoying. I'm bored. All right, I'm gonna call it. Or do you want me to stick around for another hour? It's up to you guys. Always more. All right. We'll hang around for an hour. You can see how the selling is finding bull support from here. Like I said, the market is rebuilding its bullishness. Really, really, really strong bullishness. Have I heard from Cardinal Cash? Yeah, on occasion. We were always buddies. He's a busy guy. Like IRL busy. He's been contemplating redoing some stuff. Or redoing, relaunching some stuff on Twitter. But he has an IRL job that's actually pretty cool. I can't tell you what it is, but he's got a hella cool job, and it keeps him really busy. He works in music production with the stars, but I can't tell you with who or with what. But is he coming back? Perhaps at some point. Last I chatted with him, he was like, you know, he's like, I got some cool ideas for the new, because he made, like, he kills off his characters and makes a new one. So like the new one is, what is it, Dave Drawdown or something like that. So like the Cardinal is dead, and I think Dave Drawdown is like the next next character. I've been asking him to come back for years. His real job is like that's just keeping him super busy. The combined show. Yeah, we've always talked about it. We did a couple of combined shows before. It was a hit. It was on his channel, not on mine. Market is just lame. I have to wait all day. That's the crummy part. It's gonna be doing this all day long, I feel like. It'll eventually play out, I feel. If the market's catching a bid here, you know, dealer's going to raise the price as long as people are buying here, even if there's still that desire for the market to flush out a little bit harder. Clearly, they don't just drop it straight there, right? They're gonna accumulate some people buying, right? Dealers bought the dip yesterday. As long as people are willing to buy it from them here, they're going to keep the bid higher until that buying stops. So we might not get any pullback until after lunch. market. I just know better than to grab along from here. It's not the highest probability long setup from here. Thing is, yeah, I've seen days like this, like it looks like it's selling off, then it's got to break highs to get some people in, and then we've seen it like that. That happens all the time. So I'm not chasing along here, although there's a really good setup to chase along from here. This is keeping me from doing that. These numbers are above 0, then okay. But if the stocks have gapped down and sustaining a gap down, this wants to do that more than anything. So despite it being trapped here, I'm smart enough to see that I'm not going to chase along from there. No way. No. DD and resilience have nothing to do with each other. DD is the probability, or sorry, the amount of market cap of stocks in a bull zone. Resilience is the market cap of stocks fluxing through their redistribution zones. They're two totally different aggregates. So stocks can be moving up. Stocks can be gapping down in a bull zone and trading higher or more of them in a bull zone, but still not filling their gaps. DD and resilience have really nothing to do with each other. Resilience is very sensitive right around the middle of that range. DD is sensitive right there at the bottom of the box. And when they're close to each other, yeah, you might see them tick up or down at the same time. But when they're far away from each other, it may not have any kind of correlation at all. Like, you're in the Apple, right? Apple is in the bear zone. So the Apple is pulling this down. But Apple is pushing resilience up. Anytime Apple bumps above here, resilience is going to go up. Available DD bands on oil very soon. Yeah, we're working on getting the table repaired with additional features for oil and some of the other. So for example, if Apple breaks through here and goes up, you're going to see res pop pretty quick. So the sum of stocks are filling their gap to the downside. That's what resilience is telling you. Apple's a prime example of resilience being lower. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Obviously rallying off of good news, right? Or sorry, good earnings. Amazon above the box. Meta below the box. Yeah, so Meta right on the edge as well. So Meta is having a lot of actionability because we're looking at stocks tilting the scale. And if Meta being right here, you can see how when Meta goes up, resilience goes up. When Meta goes down, resilience goes down. So stocks that are right on the edge, it's very sensitive to listening to the market. We describe resilience as like a seesaw with a bunch of bowling balls on both sides, and it's equally balanced. And when a feather falls on one side to tilt it, that's what resilience is designed to do. The straw that breaks the back. So right now, as you see, it's that sensitive even when it's balanced. But right now, the bowling balls are tilting down. So the stocks are majority of the market cap in both S&P and Nasdaq stocks are gapped down or gapped up and traded down inside the bottom half of their box. That's what resilience is designed to tell you. So when the index is trading up, but the majority of stocks are down here, there's an arbitrage opportunity. So it's not like, okay, jump in and short the Nasdaq. But what you see right here is that the stocks aren't giving us the move that supports the index. The index is moving high while the stocks are not doing so. As we see, the majority of Nasdaq stocks are actually pushing lower, yet the Nasdaq is squeezing higher off of that dip. So with the stocks are down here, resilience being negative, it's telling you that this would like to at least be down there to test. Problem is Nasdaq's own hedging is lifting it from here. So QQQ trading and futures trading has support here, while its natural desire to track the stocks places it down here. So the index is trading up while the stocks are trading down is what that's saying, like that. Either the stocks are going to come up or the index is going to come down. They will meet in the middle almost every time. Because of that, that's why you see that despite the index getting its own bullish gamma, delta hedging, it still keeps trying to sell because minus the buying pressure, the index is like a rubber band stretching from the stocks. It wants to be equal to the stocks. You guys get it? And as I'm saying that, there's a red candle on the screen. The index does not want to deviate from the stocks, but it can stretch from them a little bit. This is telling you it's stretching higher than it needs to be. So, does that make sense? So these two aggregates that we use, they're on the top border, resilience and DD bands. They're like the DD ratio are like the best indicators for futures traders, hands down. As far as like identifying bull traps. So right here, this is why I'm not long in the market from here. The Nasdaq and the S&P want to fill its gap to the downside. It wants to sell off. Yeah, so Mike, great question. It's not the index. It's you're correct. The index is equal to the sum of the stocks. Let's pick the S&P, for example. So SPX is equal to the sum of the stocks. A sum of the function of the stocks. A market cap weight function of the stocks. Index equals the stocks. SPY, however, is an independently traded ETF that's tracking the SPX. So if the stocks go up, the index goes up. The SPY can do whatever it wants. The SPY is pegged to the SPX, but it has its own independent supply and demand because it's its own tradable product. SPX you cannot trade. You can buy options for it, but the SPX is a math equation. Rock hard. Stocks go up, index goes up, stocks go down, index goes down. There's no deviation. You nailed it, Mike. You nailed it. So the index ETF can trade on its own despite what the stocks are doing because it has its own independent supply and demand. But like it's kind of like if you think like if people are buying, the rubber band stretches this way. If they're selling, it stretches this way. And if everybody takes their hands off the wheel, SPY will snap back into place where it needs to be because it's trying to peg its value to the SPX divided by 10. But people have their own, buying and selling of it despite what the stocks are doing. I can go buy 10 million shares of SPY if I want to, even if the stocks are selling off. And I will pull SPY away from the index. And then once I stop buying, SPY will snap back into place. Does that make sense? So you nailed it because Mike caught the flaw in the way I was describing it. The index doesn't separate from the stocks. The index ETFs do. Anything independently tradable can separate. Does that make sense, right? The rubber band description is the way I always describe it. So what resilience is an indicator, and you guys can have access to this all day long. It is an indicator that's telling me that. Do I need to clip that explanation? All right, I should tell my guy to do that. 10:20 today. Tell my 10:20. My media guy this. Guy that makes all my reels here. So an example today is what resilience number is telling me is that the majority, and I'll give you guys an explanation. Let me go ahead and just share the screen here. The resilience is actually a really cool tool. If a stock open and close, doesn't matter if it gaps up or gaps down. Here's the middle. Open and close always has high volume, right? There's high amount of buyers and sellers at the opening price of the day and the closing price the previous day. And there's postulate number 2, is that when markets are lowering in value, the market makers are looking for buyers. Markets are raising in value, market makers are looking for sellers. Well, there's a lot of buyers and sellers here and here. So in the box, what resilience does is it asks for every stock. Let's make up a name, Apple, right here. If Apple is trading inside of this box and at the middle, then it should be balanced. And when you add up like all other stocks, you know, all of them, you get like this net pressure. Now, if all the stocks are trading in the middle, then resilience will be 0. Okay. If Google starts to trade here and all the other stocks are in the middle, then resilience will go to -100. This is the feather that unbreaks the balance. If Google just trades slightly above and everything else is at 0, it goes to 100 that way. There's the way that it works is that it looks at 2 things. The SPY should have an implied value. SPY has an implied value, which is equal to the SPX over 10. So if the SPX over 10 is what SPY should be, we look at what SPY actually is. Okay. And we take what SPY actually is, which is equal to, and we do this equation where basically it says, like, if Google were to trade here, if dealers are raising price to look for sellers, then what we do is we calculate how far Google needs to go to fill the gap. So the actual value of the SPX is here. But we say if you snap your fingers and Google were to fill its gap and everything else was balanced, then SPX implied, which is this move. Remember, Google just actually has moved to here. Then if it were to fill its gap, the SPX implied is greater than the actual. So the difference between the two converted to SPY gives you a deviation of how far SPY has moved from the implied value of the stocks. If all the stocks were to fill their gap simultaneously, then we know how far SPY is away from that implied value. So implied value is the move that hasn't happened yet. That's the genius behind resilience. So it's basically saying Google is here, but it wants to go there. Because why would you raise price? You're looking for sellers. Well, there's always sellers at the open and close. Okay? So if SPY is trading here and Google bumps up, which pulls the index up, then SPY needs to go higher. By how much? Well, the implied value is by how much. So we can guess that SPY should be here at some point in the future. And because the implied is greater than the actual, resilience, therefore, would be positive to show that the SPY needs to move higher to meet the stocks if they were to complete their gap fill. It's a leading indicator when you design the move that hasn't happened yet. So, under ideal conditions, what resilience is telling you is that the majority of stocks, Apples and Googles and Amazons and whatever, some are up, some are down, some are up, some are down, but the net market cap is down here. When that's negative, it means SPY is priced too high relative to the stocks. And so because SPY can trade independently, we gauge it against its own redistribution zone, which basically is a simple formula. If resilience is less than 0, SPY is going to likely do that. SPY is not going to gap and go if the stocks are pushing to fill their gaps this way. As you see all day long, SPY is rejecting that top of the box to push to there. Pretty cool, right? So this whole formula is a leading indicator. All morning, since the start of the day, we knew that SPY is rejecting off of that all day long. So right now, this is saying SPY is overvalued. SPY has moved up while the index and the stocks haven't moved up as much. So either the stocks are going to move up to catch up, which means this would move higher, or that the index is going to sell off to meet the stocks. And we usually bet that the index ultimately tracks the stocks more than anything, right? So one final flush on SPY, somewhere in there. Nasdaq's in the same boat. Nasdaq's even in a worse boat, right? You can see how Nasdaq's not picking up much steam. It's like, why would Nasdaq gap up and go when the stocks they're tracking are gapping down? This is what makes this a beautiful indicator, and it's actually getting worse over time, right? So all through here, I don't normally take that short, but I'm going to utilize that idea that the bullish independently traded Nasdaq is about to be met with a snap decision as the Nasdaq maybe fills its gap. And then down inside of here, I long the instrument itself, futures, to get right back on track with where it wants to go. So while it's probably going to make that snap decision to balance, like sell off very rapidly to fill the gap, I'm going to utilize this as to build my long for tomorrow. This is like, as a trader, I'm getting like 3 steps ahead. Number one, it's likely to sell. Why am I not shorting? Well, because the actual index products themselves, futures and ETFs, are still bullish. They're still bullish. But as long as people keep buying them, it will stay bullish. That rubber band can stretch and stay stretched for as long as you want. But if people stop buying, especially like during lunch, during the final selling pressure of the end of the day, then the index is very likely to fulfill its destiny inside of here. Now, while there is a 90% chance we close above here, and it wants to do this, you can see that any quick flush is going to immediately zap back up because the index itself wants to stay bullish. The index product. So every sell in QQQ is hitting that support. That sell is hitting that. It's not easily selling off. So it tells you that the market that's doing this is not going to sell off today. Do we all understand that? We're not collapsing today. But what it does say is once that rubber band snaps, it's probably going to snap and get back on path, right? That's what we look for in this. You got very strong competing bull pressure and that desire for the S&P to fill its gap, right? And so I just wait. And in the panic and the frenzy and everybody's like, holy shit, it's selling off again, I'm going to be the first long down in here. So I'm just waiting for that one little flush. This is too early to get in. Probability of this is high. That's where I would take a long from to get back to there. This is like such an ideal trading setup. That's what I'm waiting for, right? And I will wait all day for that. So I'm gonna keep this on and watch it and see what happens. But like, there's no momentum here for this, and the volatility is high enough. VIX's hedge pressure break and climbing. But there's volatility here. Volatility, the pressure's building up. So the market is likely to find a very swift move very quickly just on volatility. A giant V. So as you see, S&P is just trying to fulfill its destiny. But the bulls are definitely flocking together. People are buying. It's a little early to buy. There's that dip on the S&P. I'll be long all day long from there. Every day. And even if we dip to here, I long this trade every single time. So those are just trades I'm waiting for. I'm going to swing, batter up, baby. I'm going to swing for the freaking fence on those trades. Long. Go long from there till the end of the day. Long immediately when the market opens. Long through the night. I'm going to try to get first place in this contest with this one trade. You guys have faith? You got faith? You think I can do it? All right. I need to get some water. I'll be right back. Sorry, all right, my bad. Saying my Yeti canteen is my favorite gift I bought myself. You have ice water for days. So good. You can stay hydrated. All right. So here we go. All right. There's the gap fill. We talk about resilience all day long. So, right. It's doing what I said, what I wanted it to do. Is the S&P wants to fill its gap despite there are buyers in here. I still want to see it flush. The best two setups are going to be longing from here in S&P futures and longing from there in those two levels. Now, again, we've drawn the levels in futures that I think are going to be of key interest. Right inside of here is that support. So the S&P is not going to fall too far. If it does, I'm looking for support right down in here. Nasdaq in a similar boat. Still got a little bit more room to move. Nasdaq can support right down in here. Resilience minus 60, minus 50. It is just nasty. And the interesting thing about Qs is that Qs has a kind of a farther track. Qs wants to go way outside of bull zone. So it's kind of like, all right, I don't know if I want to take the bull zone long here. Maybe. But I said it, if I nailed it, you guys want to learn this stuff, we'd love for you to take our get our software and use it for yourself. I may not always be streaming. Like I said, I'm just waiting. Here's the gap fill. It's like resilience is programmed to tell you. The S&P wants to fill the gap this way. The gap is that white box. You wouldn't be surprised if SPY tapped MHP again today. They could. Nasdaq is kind of like the problem child today because Nasdaq has a very far fall. If it does fill its gap, and Nasdaq's gonna have a hard time doing that because Nasdaq's got really strong bull support in the way. Filling the gap against bull support, and bull support usually will win. That rubber band stays stretched more often than it doesn't. IWM walking up to hedge pressure, same boat. IWM passing through illiquidity pocket. IWM is about to have a little balance point there. S&P futures, baby. Is the paint dry yet? I've been watching this thing all morning. Yeah. I am so bored. You guys are keeping an eye on VIX today, right? Just like yesterday, MHP break, illiquidity pocket VIX, right? VIX is moving higher on a hedge break. The alerts are telling you that. VIX hedge break. Res is not a one and done. Res is a continual thing. It's always got that pressure on it. It's like once that rubber band is stretched, that there's a continuous thing as the market is trying to so you basically just tell yourself in risk management terms, you draw a line in the box and you basically say this. Now remember, res is a probabilistic thing. If it's greater than 0, then Nasdaq stays above that level. Nasdaq is likely to be inside of here. If res is less than 0, you say NQ is likely to be down here. Does that make sense, you guys? So if you want res less than 0, you can trade it all day long from here. If res is greater than 0, you can trade it all day long from there, theoretically speaking. Now again, you're assuming that the index is going to trade and chase what the stocks are doing. So the way that we use it is when these lights are all green and yellow, res is a leading indicator. I take that bet all day long. When the lights are red, I tend to be a little more cautious on scalping just resilience alone, because if markets are irrational, the index could be squeezing while the stocks are selling off. The rubber band can actually sometimes snap, and the index just stocks separate for the entire day, and we've seen that happen a couple of times. But yeah, so I'm telling myself, the resilience less than 0, Nasdaq is like way down there. We're going down, right? There it is. The S&P test. Let's go, baby. Let's go. What I tell you guys? Y'all gonna listen to me, right? Y'all gonna listen to me, right? Who called it? I want you guys to sign up for our program. I will teach you how to do this. I don't know why my little message here is not. There we go. There we go on the SPY. Bulls on bottom all day long. All day long. Normally we'll take this trade. Should I ping it in Nasdaq? Sorry. SPY. Buy from here to here is a rock. I trade this you guys know this, I trade every single time. You wait until UVXY. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Wait, where are the sunglasses? Where'd they go? Remember, we need good lucky sunglasses here. With the unlucky FTX. With the lucky FTX sunglasses. These things are dirty as shit. Yep. So as soon as VIX hits this level here, go up. This is Matt's favorite trade. I just put something on it. We close above here. So let me take advantage of this flush on the volatility. Let me let VIX complete its path. I'll hit this guy right here. Let's go. Let's do it in Nasdaq. Guys, how did I do today on the stream? Hit that like button, by the way. Did I do good? Did I do all right? I'm only up $1,300 on the challenge account, but we're still there. Yep. Well, VIX is gonna decay right at MHP. That's the press, right? Right here. MHP press down here. So as VIX climbs, we're gonna get one more big red candle in the index, and then I'll probably pop it. I don't know if I should just take a look at this. Yeah, so Chris, res is not a one and done thing. Res is an all day thing. Like I said, if I will trade res all day long if it's in the state that it's in. Let me let it cycle a couple more times. Maybe I should do something more stable. Like, let's play the S&P. My favorite trade is from here to this midpoint. I normally always take this. I take this trade every single time. Always, always, always while I scalp this. This is my big hitting trade. So my luckiest trade today is if this thing falls to here. I'm going to be a little wuss about it. I could step into something here now. Let me let it try one more time. I just have a gut feeling it's going to flush one more time on VIX, and I think you guys are right. I don't think we're selling up any further. Let's look at the futures levels really quick. S&P at MHP. Oh, yeah. This could be worth it. Let's put one. Just one. You know what? As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm actually not going to do it. Not yet. I just have a gut feeling. One more flush. I scared myself out of it. You can't have a bad feeling. Just, you know, have a bad feeling. It's okay to have a bad feeling. You know, that is Matt's favorite trade. I still just, I know I'm scaring myself out of it. It's working pretty well. I just put one contract on it. I don't trust that the VIX is not. Let's try something here. Fix flashing. Yeah, just a little bit. That would have basically been at this little scalp here. Yeah, the market's trying to stay bullish, remember. My brain is telling me let's wait till tonight. You guys, let me see if I can do something really quick. Here's my contest stats. If you guys want to see them really quick. I know I'm such a wuss for not grabbing that dip. But I don't know. It's just the R&R is just not really big. But tomorrow I think we're going to get a good run. Yeah, UBXYMHP is what I want. I want to see happen. Ideally, I want to go all the way to bear zone, and I'll grab that dip too. Like, I'll load up for the overnight. But even so, I'm not missing much. If the market's trading down, then I got a pretty good opportunity for tonight. So my stats, 80% win rate over the month for the contest out of 500-something trades. The expectancy, 162 bucks a contract on a, you know, this is minis and micros, so up to like 2 contracts total. Not bad. And the run up to drawdown ratio is 26 to 5. 5 to 1. I go up 5, down 1. My P&L curve is this. I've only taken 2 biggie hits, but the thing is my risk management is pretty solid. Look, this is only down like 3K. So I'm not taking big hits against my when I'm having losing days. You see how manageable it kind of is. So hopefully I do that in this contest account. But this is my P&L curve for the month. I've been trading every single, almost every single day, with the exception of missing a little bit of the contest at the start. So yesterday, murdered a lot of people. I only went down like a little bit, like 3K, like 2 or 3K, something like that. Of that big nasty flush. So my risk management's pretty solid. Market collapse. I didn't get caught bag holding that. You saw I'm saying this is the BRSU. Our algorithm shows us this guideline. If you guys want to utilize what it is that we have, this is a cheat. The right side is the solid like gold part of what it is we have. This is the cheat sheet. This is telling me that a trade from here, this is trade number 1, here to there, is the scalp. That is this scalp right here. That is why this red line is here. That's it. I had a contract and I wussed out of it and closed it out. Do you buy an ES? Yeah. All right, did you guys... Wait. 3038, you guys gel trade that? I thought about it and I told myself I'm just going to wait until tomorrow. Market's bullish for tomorrow for sure. Invite you guys to join our program. It is going to be access to the tools, access to the algorithm, access to the cheat sheets, all the training. I teach people how to game trader funding programs. That's the best part. Not only how to win, but how to game the system as much as you can in the legal sense, not in like a cheating sense, but in the statistics of what they have, the numbers of the drawdowns, the contracts you can take. I teach you the math on how to navigate through the rules, the highest success rate possible in the trader funding program world. So we specialize in teaching people how to do that. Watch IDM today. a liquidity pocket on MHP. Not a terrible. Not a terrible setup here. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Everybody here, do me a favor. Go down, hit that like button. We're the best trading stream on YouTube by far. If you guys watching me on YouTube, feel free to stay here. I'll literally be super thrilled. I'm currently trading Elite Trader Funding trading contests. I'm currently in 3rd place. Leaderboard. There we go. That's me. My tenure in the Robbins Cup, I placed in the top 5. I'm going to try to make top 5 by the end of the year still. I love trading contest. These are my stats for this current trading contest. I have an 80% win rate. I'm up like 310 or something percent in the account. Wait, 10K, 30K, 200%. My trading stats are pretty high. Over time, I maintain about a 70 to 80% win rate. That is not a lie. That is history. Year after year after year, my win rate is very high. But what I do is I have a very selective trading approach. I don't trade everything. I have high probability trade setups that are 90% and 70%, and we train you guys on what they are. I wait for them. I hit them. I keep my drawdown maintained because my position sizing skills are pretty solid, and I use these all day long. We work with ETF now. Right now I'm trading 20 funded elite accounts in ETF. Only took me about a week to earn all 20 of them. So it's like, what, 2 million in funded accounts. And I only took like 7 or 8 days, something like that, to get all 20. I just wait for probable setups and I take them. Like, again, my win rate doesn't imply your win rate, of course, obviously. I've been doing this for a decade. But we train you on the same techniques. So, well, cheat sheets appear on the platform. You guys can buy these tools. Like I said, I want you guys to all check it out. If you haven't signed up yet, the link that I just typed in there, click it, check it out. You can utilize the software and the training and come to our daily Zoom call. We do training every day for an hour at the end of the day. And they're recorded. And if 3 days you don't like it, like I said, this is our special. We don't normally do it, but it's half price for a month. And so because it's like, you know, holiday season, that'll be our Black Friday special too. That's the best it's going to be. And if you don't like it in 3 days, you can always get a full refund. But these tools are all I use to trade futures. I don't use any indicators, nothing else. Just this DD resilience liquidity map. That's it. Those are the 3. And I'll wait. There's a 90% probability that we close above here. And I wrote that right at the market open, right? And it's going to have a hard time selling off. Bulls and bottom was sexy. It was today, right? So sexy. Ideally, my ideal setup today, the highest probability, the best return I can get today, the absolute best return, is that SPY flushes and somewhere in here I long it back to that 90% level. This is also, under today's circumstances, a well, I guess VIX does count as irrational. 70% chance MHP breaks. So let's reformulate this. On the volatility, that kind of kicks us down to about 70%. So ideally, longing from here to here is amazing R&R. Longing from here to here is amazing R&R. I will long at both of these places all day long. Normally, this is a scalp just to there, and I X out in kind of bad days like this. But if it flushes, oh my God, I'm scooping up for tomorrow. This is like the perfect setup, right? Trade 1 or 2 ES minis, paid for lifetime in a week after doing the boot camp. Bro, Chris. Oh, man. We actually take pride in helping people. And let me tell you something cool about our company. So Rocket Scooter is an organization. We have about 20 employees. Our goal is to take what income we make from selling our tools to completely reinvest back in the platform to make more tools. Like that's all we're doing is driving forward to make more stuff. Our development team is on fire to actually print these probabilities on the charts. This is the next step on the platform. That'll be done this year. So exciting as that is, you guys are just supporting your own stuff. And we're excited to have something that is like this. Nobody out there has probabilities to come with their indicators. Technical analysis is dead. I'm not going to lie. Fibs, moving averages, VWAPs, all of that stuff is dead. It's not actionable like it used to be. If I get a flush. I'm not betting that we sell, but if it does, oh my god. Whenever VIX pivots, I'm loading up. Right here, everybody knows. When VIX hits that reversal point, that's a reversal point in VIX. Over here, my mouse is. See that? If VIX hits that and it crunches, whatever selling pressure we get in the index is reversal pressure for Papa Bear. Look at that. Come on. Question is, do I want SPY or do I want Nasdaq? Who's going to be the more fun of a trade? SPY right at MHP and losing yellow line. So it could flush pretty hard. Both? No balls. Let's go, baby. All balls. All balls, no shaft. Let's hit it. Full port YOLO. Resilience, man. Resilience doesn't lie. That's the saying around here. People say Res is never wrong. Even though it's not actually going to predict the movement every time, but resilience tells you the state of the market. All day long. Did I say bull trap all day long? This is a free YouTube, too. You guys come here every single day. This is the best stream on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the best trader on YouTube. I'm better than the next two put together. And I don't like to brag, but that's a brag. I've invited everyone out there to trade in a contest and 0 people. Because we're all friends. Everyone knows me. They know I got something special here. But y'all stick around, you know. Don't waste your time listening to paper trading goofballs. Okay, because that's what a bunch of these kids out there yelling, screaming at each other about who's better. They're all goofballs to me. Bunch of goofs. Yoga pants don't lie either, bro. That's it. That's all it goes. I've even have an open challenge that says I'll put 20K in an account and I'll give one of these YouTubers 20K of my own money to trade against me. I will give you money to lose just a step of the challenge. And still nobody said, hey, I'd like to take that offer. And now you can keep the wins also. I pay you to compete against me and still no one will do it. They don't want you to see. They don't want you to see that they can't pull up numbers. A lot of them got courses to sell too, man. But I'm telling you. I'll show you my historic P&L all day long. What's up, Matty P? Bro, it's been too long. Where you been? It's been a hell of a year. If you're OG Matty P, what up? What up? You know, one thing to be able... There's a ton of great traders out there. I'm not saying I'm the best trader, period. I know a ton of people out there that are a lot better than me. They're just not on YouTube. I have a lot of people that I listen to, that I follow, who are spectacular traders, who I know will run circles around me. That's for damn sure. So, but in the YouTube world, all I hear is a bunch of goofballs pointing fingers at each other. Who's better? Who's this and that? They leave me out of that conversation for sure. I never step in and just go like, you know, when the kids are fighting. I could always walk in and go, hey guys. I try to stay quiet in the public forum. With you guys, I mess around, goof off, but all these trading goofballs with clubs and discords and whatever. They're paper trading on their stream and drawing a crowd. And it's fun to watch, but they're never going to show you, here's January, here's December, and this the stats. So month after month, I'll show my P&L curve. I showed today's. This month, October's, right, for this challenge account I'm doing. So I compete in challenges because it's fully transparent. I believe in full transparency. In Trading Educator, if they don't show you what they're doing, you're wasting your time. If they don't show you that they can put their money where their mouth is, you're wasting your time. If somebody has a course to sell, they better show you that they themselves can trade it. It's very rare that you're going to see somebody show you stats historically. I do. Okay, month after month, I will showcase. This is the challenge account. Well, this is a trading competition I'm in. This is actually paper, just to be fully transparent, but it is a challenge account that I'm committing to winning a trading contest. I'm in third place right now in this contest, and I'm trying to get first. But these are the same stats that mirror my other account. This is the one that's open right now. I tend to show all the stuff that I do. Profitability, percent profitability, and I usually maintain 70-80% win. I don't trade all the time, but I do, and I try to make it pretty high probability when I do touch them. My run-up to drawdown ratio, pretty solid, 5-1. My P&L curve is shown. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody's selling you a course and they're not showing you their P&L curve, this is over the month of October so far, you're wasting your time. There's a bunch of goofballs out there, I'm telling you, they're trying to convince you to buy stuff from them. And if you ask them, show me point A to point B, and they don't show you, they're hiding something. A lot of times they're not good at trading. And I'm just saying that. So as a person looking to learn from somebody, your first suspicion is if they're showing you big winning days and they're showing you a picture of the Lambo, they're showing you their vacation home, they're flashing money, they're showing you bottle service to the club, but they're not showing you point A to B. They're not making money trading. They're making money selling whatever junk it is they're selling. Affiliates to something else. And you can make a ton of money. I'll tell you, I know people in the space that affiliate for trader funding programs that make $200,000 to $400,000 a month selling subs. That's Lambo money. That ain't trader money. You got to remember that. You can be a great salesperson to sell a lot of stuff, but just let me tell you, they're fun people to watch. But just because someone's selling a course or selling a club or selling whatever and they have a big following and they have a lot of money, it doesn't mean they made it trading. They could be selling trading products and make a killing. But look for those stats. You're never going to pass a trader funding program if somebody is teaching you is not telling you how to maintain drawdown. What I actually believe my strongest skill set is maintaining drawdown. Market crashed yesterday and I lost a fraction of the account. I'm so adamant on position and risk management when I'm trading. I make sure that my profit curve is not choppy and all over the place. It's not random. There seems to be some logic to this, right? That's what we try to train people here. I only try to lose a fraction of my account as I'm trading. And I've been lucky by getting winning day after winning day after winning day. Now, that part is just luck. But if I get losing day after losing day after losing day, it's not going to collapse me out after a couple of losing days. You know, my curve is maintained. Even a week of loss would look like that. So we try to make sure that we train you on things that are going to be beneficial to your survival. But don't go buy a course or join a community just because the leader has a lot of money and a big following. Like I say, I know people that make $200,000 to $400,000 a month on affiliate sales, trader funding programs. That's how much. That's a lot of money. Yeah, I've been taking more trades in my teaching, and as always, move at your own pace. Good shit today, Matt. Thanks, bro. I love you, Dan. I'm always trying to be cautious. My goal, and this is what I teach people to, the way you make money as a trader, there is one tried and true formula to making money as a trader. Would you guys like to know the secret? If 20 people say, tell me the secret, I'll tell you the secret. There's a secret in how you make money as a trader. This one sentence will blow your mind. I tell you to write it on a sticky note. So say, tell me the secret, Matt. Tell me. Everyone type it real quick. 20 people, I'll tell you the secret. Write it on a sticky note and stick it to your computer. And this is the secret on how to make money as a trader. I'm telling you. God damn. Fucking Scott. All right. That's right. The only way to make money as a trader is you don't lose money as a trader. That's it. I love it. Scott's been here forever. I love him. That's it. That's the secret. Don't lose money. The only way to make money as a trader is to not lose money. There's a lot that goes with that, but that's the sticky note. Put it on your computer. Don't lose money. There's a big philosophy that goes with that. Okay? Hold on. I'll teach you some of the philosophy. That's it. Many famous traders have said something similar. The only way to make money trading is to not lose money trading. Because if you lose all your money, you can't trade. You're already out of the game. You can't make money unless you have money to invest. And you can't protect wins and grow your account if you're constantly losing it. So you can make money so easily as a trader, but you lose it faster than you make it. Like I said, you can blindly, randomly long the market, and 70% of months your profits will go up. But yet you lose money. That's the reason people lose, is they lose money. They bet too big, or their risk is bad, or the management's bad. How do you make money as a trader? Is you don't lose money as a trader. That's it. That's literally it. So how do you not lose money is that you wait for the things that have high probability setups, and you don't let the market tug you around. Okay, just let's be honest. Tell me something. Market looks like it's selling off right now. Before you met me, how many of you have the itch like, oh, I got to get in on this short? Like right here, right? Ooh, I got to get in on this short. It's going to sell off today. I feel it. Well, I mean, it looks like it's going to sell off. Where do I get in on this short, right? I'm waiting patiently for the long while the market looks like it's selling. If you didn't see the short from here, then it's dumb to be the last person in the party, right? So whatever trade setup I have or I want to do that I plan for. Oh, VIX is at the pivot. Let's go. Let's play right here. Let's just tap it. Let's bet that we hold bull zone for the day. So that's really the point, is that now VIX is pivoting down. Volatility is likely to dry up. I think I like this setup here. I don't hate it. The ideal setup that I'll scalp every single day is from here to here. Ideally, every single day. So how do you not lose money? Is you wait for the setups you want that are high probable. You take them. High probability setups only. Don't let the market tell you where to invest. Oh, it looks like it's going up. Let me get it on the long. Looks like it's going down. Let me get it on the long. No, it's like I'm looking for a reversal. Looks like it's going to reverse down here. Let me wait to get that. How I don't lose money as much as I used to. Trust me, I used to hemorrhage money. Like I used to pour money out like a water fountain, okay? Like I didn't come into this game being a master at trading. Oh, Jesus, no. I walked in this game probably being one of the worst traders there was. When I got started trading in 2010, I had no clue. It took a decade. actually, well, 5 years to really carve out a style that made sense. And I figured out that I was chasing like what indicator works, what indicator is better. What I found out was I just didn't know how to bet properly. I didn't know how to wait for a bet either. I traded like a doofus. Like market went up. Oh, let me get in because it's going to keep going up. My time frame was always like, let me get in because it's going to go up for a week or two. But like as a day trader, I learned that my time frame needs to be right now and today. It's not like I'm buying for tomorrow, I'm buying for next week. It's like I'm buying for some moves today. So my time frames are really short, which means I don't have to be that patient. Just for within the day, where's the long I want to take? And the long probability is really strong from here. 70% chance under non-ideal conditions we close above here. And every single time I take this trade from here to here, even if it flushes out. VIX is at a key pivot, so I'm good here. How many times, somebody says, how many times did Rocket Cedar pay for itself in a week? Twice for you today on Lifetime. Make $4,000 today, bro. Amazing. So the way you don't lose money is you have to be very meticulous about where you enter and exit the market. I waited all day to buy the dip. I'm here. This is where I want to buy the dip. That's it. Now, with resilience still being negative, as you guys know, I have limits on where I'm going to go. We know that this is resistance from half cap because res is less than 0, right? So I know I've got a good R&R on this trade. I always take this trade right here. Come on, long, let's go. $577 to $580.5 is going to be what's 3.5 $175. $578.75 is the balance point today. Yeah, so in reality, risk management, that don't lose money as a trader, the whole speech is risk management is king. Risk management is certainly king of the market. So making sure that you're only long where you need to be, your R&R is always making sense. That's it. $1.5K Dom, my man. I love it. This is a challenge account today. Challenge account's up 25 on the trading contest. And I'll just hold this up to, what's this? $1.75. That's $17.50 if we go. I'll make another 1,000 on the run. So that'll be a 35 on this. I'm focusing strictly on the contest right now, more than anything. Problem is that the probability is just that we close above here. I'd like to see some actionable trade. VIX is doing exactly what y'all told me to long when VIX hit MHP. I waited. Who told me that? Rob P. Rob, you're the man. I love you, man. You guys are more on point than I am sometimes. You guys literally surprise me. Y'all remind me of the stuff I need to pay attention to. You're like, look at UVXY. And that's it. Look at that. It's good. It's a great setup. It's high probability. It's good. That's super beautiful. And so, Rob, that was you, man. Appreciate it. You like reminding me of the stuff I need to pay attention to. Super beautiful on that. Like, as it's trying to sell off, let's grab that. Now, again, this is just a volatility play. I'm good to secure to be long for here, but man, I don't know if I want to continue pressing for a big trade. I want to get a big trade overnight. I do have to go eat lunch. So let me let it burp up, and I'll take the gain on it. It's pretty nice. There is resistance from resilience though, and there is that Matt's favorite trade aspect of bull zone goes to the halfway point. I do take that trade all day long. Oops. Oops. This goes here. The number one trade, it's labeled number one, bottom bull zone to halfway point between here and here. Point between here and here. 78 and 75. Oops, I drew right there. $6,000 from here, baby. I'm with you. I'm with you. Ben's telling me not to be a little bitch. That's what he's telling me. I think so. I think 6,000 from here is exactly maybe if not directly from here, from today. Oh yeah, 6,000 SPY, man. That's the candy. That's the candy for today, or for this week, this month. 100%. Oh yeah. Come on, S&P. There's that trade in Qs all day long. There's that midpoint on Qs. Again, I hate to feel like resilience is slightly improving, but still not the greatest. PJ just got 30 points on Nasdaq. My man, let's go. Man, y'all are crushing it today. See, this is the thing. You guys are doing your own thing, and I love it. It means y'all are paying attention. Our community, especially our Zoom calls, there's so many people in there who are just so keen on watching the market and being so good at learning. Like, you guys are independently operating. That's what I like to see. So many like trade rooms and groups out there are like people blindly following some clueless person and doing what they do. I'm not even trading Nasdaq, and here we got people over here grabbing Nasdaq because you guys are, and PJ, you guys are getting the principles. Like, one of the newest guys in the group is PJ. Already just following the lessons and learning on your own, man. It's very proud, to see that. You guys are here to like independently trade. You're not here to like, let me blindly follow the loud fucking goofball on YouTube. You've been green since July. Oh, that's awesome. How'd you find us, by the way? I'm always curious how people stumble in here. Yeah, you rarely follow me. You don't. You actually don't. But you actually listen on the classes on YouTube. That's what we try to teach people. You got to be independent, right? So day 75 is here. Now I'm being kind of a wuss because resilience is still negative. That box is still resistant, but let it go. From Jordan. Oh, Ace the Kid. Oh, I love Jordan. Jordan's good peeps. I'm going to miss out on a little bit if I close early. You search for ES Futures Live Trading. That's Jamie, how you found us? Cool. Wait, Jamie or Jaime? See your name, Vuyo. Jaime or Jamie? Don't say yes. That was not a yes or no question. Is it J or H? Jamie, that is really hard to answer. J with the J. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. I'm comfortable with this. On the next screen candle, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take the profit on the next screen. All right, I'm done. I ought to get out of here. Resilience is still negative. The box can resist. I don't want to fight another 2 hours of that. While it does want to go there, I'm probably taking a little bit off the table. I do really want to go. Right, there's the total for the day. Call it. We train independent thinkers. We are a community 6,000 strong and growing. We're the biggest paid futures communities on the planet. But we train traders how to survive. There's so many people that go through the ranks of trader funding programs, go all the way to payout, post their results. Tons of amazing stories. We train people how to fend for themselves, how to think. Probabilistic trading, high probability setups, how to do risk management, the whole 9 yards. 20 days worth of our courses will revamp everything you know about the market. After 3 days, you don't like it, full refund. If you hate it. You know how many times in the history of this community somebody's asked for a refund within 3 days? 0. Since 2016, this has never happened. One time where someone says, I don't like it, I want a refund. Everyone that jumps in 3 days has stayed. 0 people. Read the reviews on the site. We just have customers speak for themselves. You have to buy a product, leave a review. Not enticed, not paid, honest reviews. Like I said, everyone's results are different. There's a reason we're growing, we're strong as we are. We invite you to trade. If you guys are pumping out $1,000 a month, try to these evals and passing and trader funding programs, come through here. We train people how to do it. OD, just pass an options eval. There you go. Good job, good job. Let's do it. All right, we'll see y'all at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern for our Zoom call. We do live training. We're on lesson number 7 today, liquidity maps and stock trading.